Okay, this video is explaining how to set up a Playmaker trigger to interact with the player. So in this example, I've set up a prefab called Player Trigger Prefab Example, and underneath it, it has a box collider 2D set to trigger with an FSM titled Playmaker Trigger Prefab Example. So we see that we have a box collider because all of our colliders triggers are 2D because we're using 2D physics for our game. Over here I've set the layer to PM Interactive, which stands for Playmaker Interactive. So every Playmaker trigger that you'll be setting up will 99% be on Playmaker Interactive so that it stays away from Pavel's scripts or that will use iPlayer as an interactive layer. So this PM Interactive interacts with our player because our player has a separate collision for Playmaker interactions. So here we have this box collider is our PM Interactive layer, and it's called PM Collision. It's tagged Playmaker character so that we know that every time this PM Interactive collider will be interacted with, then it can check to see if it's the player. So when we go back to our prefab here and we open it up, we'll edit the instance and delete this state. So here we have our trigger, which is a 2D trigger event because we're using a 2D box collider. Our collider tag is looking for Playmaker character because that's the tag of our character's Playmaker interactive box collider. And we're going to send event, trigger event, and store the character under store character. If you want to access this quickly without having to drag the prefab in here, you can say use template and click on player trigger template, but then what you have to do is come in here, click edit template, copy what you need, and then remove the template, then paste it, and you'll have exactly what the template held, but then you won't be editing the template for future users. So hopefully this is clear, but if you ever have any questions, let me know.